Welcome to the Thrive 25 in 5 podcast, where we provide a quick win to optimize your health and longevity in just 5 minutes. Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast. Ryan Schneider, Thrive 25 co-founder, back with you here today. If you're joining us for the first time, be sure to check out last week's episodes all around sleep. This week, we're talking about a completely different theme, what we define as core supplements. Now, I absolutely believe we should always try to get as many of the vitamins and nutrients we need from our food. And number two, the supplement industry is a bit of the wild, wild west when it comes to oversight and quality. But the reality is our soil is losing nutrients and our diet has more ultra-processed foods than ever. So there's a few incredibly important nutrients that just about all of us are deficient in and could really benefit from using a supplement. Today, we're talking about one of those, and that's vitamin D. Growing up, I really only thought about vitamin D when I drank milk. It didn't register as being nearly as important as, say, vitamin C, which we all took whenever we got sick. But, and I say this without hyperbole, vitamin D is one of the most important nutrients in the world. It's not only an essential vitamin, meaning we need it to survive, but it's also considered a hormone because it controls how other cells and organs function. Now, when we hear vitamin D, you probably think about strong bones. And that's true. It does help us absorb calcium to maintain strong bones and muscles, which is massively important as we age. But it does so much more than that. It actually has the capability to turn over 900 genes to support our health. Plus, it boosts our testosterone, prevents cellular growth, maybe even lowering cancer rates, specifically colon cancer, and is even connected with lower heart disease and depression. We also find that vitamin D receptors are on our immune cells, like our T cells and B cells. And new studies suggest that probably vitamin D can help us prevent or fight severe illnesses like the flu and COVID. There's even a study that connects vitamin D to reversing our biological age. But now look, I don't think we're all going to start aging like Tom Cruise with a few vitamin D drops or spending a little more time in the sun. But I do think it deserves a place on our list of core supplements to take on a regular basis. But that begs the question, why do we even have to supplement? Well, to get your recommended daily dose of vitamin D, you'd have to eat 14 salmon fillets or drink 40 glasses of fortified milk or eat 125 egg yolks. So in other words, it's nearly impossible to get enough from our diet alone. The main way we get it is from the sun. And it's recommended that we spend 10 to 15 minutes 3 times a week catching some rays while showing off as much skin as possible. But before you head outside in the 30-degree weather, vitamin D is only from UVB, not UVA rays. And those only hit the Earth's surface when the sun is at least at a 50-degree angle. Cities like Chicago don't even get UVB in February. In fact, many northern cities go 6 months without UVB rays. There's actually some good online tools that we'll share in the show notes to let you know if there's UVB at any given time of any given day of the year. But the easiest rule of thumb, if your shadow is longer than you are tall, you're not getting UVB or vitamin D. And also UVB doesn't penetrate through windows. You gotta be outside. So now, how much vitamin D do we need? There really isn't one set number, but most experts now suggest if you get a vitamin D test, you want results between 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. That's probably higher than what you would hear from conventional medicine because vitamin D is that important. If you're below that threshold of 50 or you're not getting a lot of sunlight, consider taking a vitamin D supplement. And if you do, here are 3 quick tips of how to do it the right way. First, make sure it's vitamin D3, not D2. Second, take it with vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 actually helps transport the calcium to your bones and to your teeth. And finally, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. That means you need fat for it to be absorbed in the body. So take it with a snack like a nut butter or avocado. Bottom line, vitamin D is an essential nutrient for longevity and is something you should probably consider supplementing with on a consistent basis, especially if you're not getting much of the sun. That's all for today's podcast. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back on Wednesday. Have an awesome day. While we strive to provide informative and inspiring content, the information shared in this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider for any personal health concerns or before starting a new health regimen.